It's Shauna, pronouns she, they.
Joe, pronouns she, they.
Connor, pronouns he, him.
Travis, pronouns he, him.
Amanda, pronouns she, her. I forgot we were doing this.
Welcome to Mythic Victims supporting roles. As you can tell, it's kind of a chaotic table today.
Oh God.
I'm gonna really feed into that today.
Oh, please don't.
We're a little punchy.
A little punchy.
It's been a week, folks.
Right? So, we are with the Illuminated Outcasts. We have quite a lot happened last time we met.
We did.
But I'm going to leave it up to Cliff to fill everybody in. Let's get some Cliff's notes.
All right. So last time, not that much happened. Only life-shattering revelations. So let's get into that. It was really simple start. Thavana and Cliff were just hanging out, working with the horses, seeing what, we can do there. While Kara and GS are, super sneaky and gonna, just grab McCree real quick, get him the hell out of there. No need to fight, right? But we get there, or they get there, Thavana and I were figuring out the horses. They get there and empty cage. They both, pass without a trace and are, semi-translucent invisible style, and don't see any owlbear. There's a little kid running around and whatnot who seems to have noticed them after a little bit, after some interaction, but he's not saying anything. An elder kid, teenager comes out, brings him back in, no problem, and then it's Papa's time to come out, and he's a little bit more scary. Gets mad for some trespassing, and they're just like, hey, give us the owlbear back. And then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so then it's fight time, because they're trespassing, he doesn't like that, and then he's got the owlbear, and we don't like that. So they're exchanging blows. Kara or Cliff, Thavana ride in on the horse. We're there, we're helping out. Turns out they're all were creatures. Papa's like, I'm not just a scary dude, I'm a scary tiger. I don't know what to tell you, man. And so that was a bit terrifying. But ultimately, we bring the conflict not to an end, but to a pause, in classic Illuminated Outcasts fashion, with a little negotiation. And ultimately, throughout the course of that, find out that, Lakin, the small boy I mentioned earlier, is our baby owlbear. Unfortunately, they had to make a deal with the hag where our older teenage boy didn't want to keep his were curse, and so they transferred the curse onto a beast, thinking it would do nothing, but instead is having the opposite effect of morphing McCree further and further into a real boy like Pinocchio. And that's a bit terrifying. So, after long, copious amounts of negotiation, the Illuminated Outcasts is on their way to go negotiate with this hag to get first removed. And we'll see how that goes.
I will note, Cliff, you did say that this was in typical Illuminated Outcast fashion. This was not in typical Illuminated Outcast fashion.
True.
This
was not. Let's make fighting. This was. I am threatening.
This was Cora knife to the neck. Yeah.
I will like to point out, Thavana greatly agreed, and was just fine with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that Cliff was saying that it is within Illuminated Outcast fashion to negotiate.
Rather than murder hobo. Yeah.
I mean that's fair. But
This was
that was not a
this
typical
was murder
negotiation
threatening negotiation rather than murder hoboing.
You did hear that right, geeks. They're on their way to go talk to a hag.
Cliff used the word negotiate.
Yeah, we're gonna negotiate. Make a couple deals.
Oh shit!
Off a small halfling boy.
We're gonna die. This is not good. Okay.
Oh,
I'm fine.
Fine. Hags are known to be very reasonable.
I will murder you myself.
I love it. Okay, let's do it. So,
Everyone's a negotiable at the end of my sword. I'm just.
There you go. That's the way to think about it. So Illuminated Outcasts. You wake up late morning as you had previously slept, or at least allowed Lincoln to sleep for a little bit of time before you start and get on your horses and move in which direction to go find the sag.
I didn't write that information down. I was too busy just being emotional.
The day southwest of the hag's house.
I'm
you go.
looking.
Southwest.
Yep.
That's why you ask the cartographer. Map
Look at
maker
them
to the
here.
rescue.
I got you.
So you're gonna start moving roughly a day. You get on your horses to move through. What is the riding order? And
Yeah, where's Lake and McCree sitting?
marching order?
I'll be sitting behind GS for the stint of at least travel until I say otherwise.
I'm gonna look at Kara and wanna lead.
Yeah, I'll lead. Yeah, I can do that.
I will have, because I think I was the last one with the toys.
Yes.
I will have put those in a pouch and sealed the pouch. And I, at some point during the morning / evening, I don't know when, of getting everything together, will have gone to Lake and if he will let me, have tied that around his belt that he has. And then I'm gonna carefully take the dagger that I carry, and I'm gonna stick that in his belt too.
And it starts.
And then, how does he seem when I do that?
As you look, and you start tying the small miniatures to his belt, he seems perfectly fine with this. And then you hand him a very sharp object, and he seems a little bit.
It's in his sheath. Like,
Yes.
I literally full take.
Yes. He seems a little apprehensive, but he's not like pushing you away or.
You and I, we were kind of learning how to use that. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. But you don't have your claws right now.
He just puts his hands on the stuff that you just gave him to, like, guard it next to his person.
Okay. And then I will, if he lets me, pick him up and put him right in front of Kara.
Okay.
On the horse.
Before we get going, Cliff, is there any way you can try that healing spell on me to see if we can get this rat poison out of my system?
Right. Sorry, gotta make a quick little spell change on my character sheet. I forgot that we're also dealing with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That also reminds me I should probably see if I need to change out any spells on my spell list.
Okay.
Wait, I should check my spell list. Oh, wait.
I don't get to change my spell
I'm a
list.
barbarian.
Hey, guys, someday I'll play a caster. Again.
Someday I will play a non-caster.
There was a day where I played one, and then I didn't.
I've played non-casters for one-shots. I enjoy a barbarian.
I haven't.
Cliff, go ahead.
I'm going to, before we hop on our horses and make our travel for the day, this would have been first thing in the morning, essentially. Waking up and while Kara prepares what basic food, I'm sure she does.
I am preparing some basic food, but I'm like digging into the last of like the meat stores that we have, and I'm
Nice.
trying to make the best cooked meat meal because he used to eat it raw. Can't really do that as a halfling, and make the best meat meal.
I don't
that
know.
has
Halflings may
his
have like
flavor.
steel trap stomachs.
Nah. Probably not.
Let's find out. No, I'm joking.
They like a well-cooked
No.
meal.
Yeah.
Lincoln rolls a Constitution.
Oh God.
No. But I make him essentially McCree's favorites, just for a more
Aw.
humanoid belly.
Okay.
Yeah.
While Kara does that, letting the scent fill the air, I'll light the clerical incense and whatnot and lay out the small little ritual area that Cliff has prepared several times before in his past.
What do I need to do? Do I sit in the middle of the
Yeah,
circle
just
or what?
Sit in the middle. I've tried this on myself plenty of times.
Okay.
So this should feel natural.
Okay. Whatever it is, if it hurts, I'm sure it'll hurt less than being bitten by a were-rat.
I'm gonna
turning into
kneel
one.
down in front of GS and just quickly grab her hands.
That isn't terribly pleasant either. Just...
I like the size of my nose the way it is right now.
I'll grab GS's hands tightly. I promise you this won't hurt. Maybe discomfort, but not pain. Okay. And then I'm going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then lay the sash across both of her hands, placing it in between ours as I begin to mutter the blessings, casting a remove curse.
As you grab both of GS's hands, one of them is feeling a little more bony and weird, and has the hairs on her arm are longer and more coarse.
Is it the strumming hand or the fingering hand?
It is the fingering hand for
God
your...
Damn it. Okay.
And you can see, even within her reddish tiefling skin, this big bite mark that is kind of in her forearm. You've unwrapped the wrappings that you've had on it, and you can see that it's kind of gone up the bicep and is reaching into her shoulder by this point, as it has been all night that it is kind of grown up into reaching her torso. You give your blessings and start your prayer towards Torm. A spell that you know very well, and everyone who is listening can tell that Cliff almost, of course, has memorized this, but is saying it more like it's rote. Probably, maybe because of his cleric occupation, but also perhaps instead of lullabies, this was the closest that we would get. The words come very easy to you, Cliff. However, there are flashes and moments in your brain of other times that you have tried to use this. You recall seeing specific curses placed upon your body, all in different tattoo-like shapes, all symbolizing different things. And just in case, trying to remove the curse yourself after receiving another one. Every time when you did it to try and remove a curse that is on you, it didn't work. And the curse stayed. And there is a little bit of apprehension as you finish this spell of, is this going to work? Since it's never worked on me. And there's a light that comes from the two of your hands. And it moves up GS's arm and reaches up towards the shoulder and sort of encases like a cast of reflective light that stays there for a moment before moving back down and back into the hand. And the curse on your arm, yes, is no more, as it has been removed. Cliff, what's your passive perception?
Grand total of 14.
You check really quick, just in case, in places that you can see right now. Doesn't look like you've added anything.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure that was entirely going to work. I'm glad that you're good.
Now we see to the boy. Do you want to try this before we try and go talk to...
While everything's all set up, it's worth a shot.
Okay.
Lakin? McCree? Do you want to come try? I'm just now realizing that he and I haven't really talked much. I mean, a little, but... I was hurt, and I sat there in the circle, and I felt better. Yay! Do you wanna sit? I don't know how much he's understanding. Oh my god, I know Halfling! I'm gonna say it in Halfling, fully fluent. I was bit, I was hurt. Do you want to come take a seat? And if you've been feeling a little confused, maybe this can help you feel better. If you don't know or you don't remember, I'm GS. Hi. I'm really glad you're with us. We were looking for you. We love you. No, it's confusing.
Cliff is just going to tap on the center of his chest and just cast the light cantrip on, just creating like a glowing little spot in the center of his clothing. And as he does so, he's just going to make eye contact with Lakin, as much as Lakin gives back.
Yeah.
Before light.
I'm gonna stand to the side.
Yeah.
He kind of like taps his own chest for a second.
Light.
Seeing GS try and motion him to go to take his spot, reluctantly he moves over and sits where GS was. Still looking at you, a little apprehensive.
I'm going to gently kneel down in front of him in the same way that I did with GS, and hold out my hands if he'd like to take them.
grabs a hold.
I'm gonna do my best, okay, buddy? All right. Take a deep breath for me. And then upon exhaling, I'll begin that same recital in speech. Letting that same light and energy out as much as possible. Hoping and wishing desperately to envelop him and watch the feathers start to grow. And picturing that as much as I can as I recite these things.
I am going to just kind of tap my lute to the rhythm of the chant that he's doing to give him bardic inspiration, if that does anything.
Okay. You're giving bardic inspiration to Lakin or to Cliff?
To Cliff.
Understood.
And it's a D6 right now? Okay.
Right. You recite these same words. Cliff. I am looking for something very specific in my notes. Because it's needed. There we go. There we go. You grab a hold of Lakin's hands. And reciting this, as you are reciting this, you watch his eyes for a second. And he's giving you that same look of, I feel like I should know you, but something's off. And as you recite these words to remove curse, the light comes from your hands and envelops around his hands and yours. And you watch his eyes dilate for a second. And you, to everyone else, you also watch some of this light runs down Cliff's arms, down the side of his torso, and over to his right thigh. And as he does so, you get a little twinge right there in your right thigh for a second, Cliff. Make me a straight animal handling check.
With that bardic inspiration.
Great animal handling. I'm going to use the bardic inspiration. Dear God.
Can I?
Can you what?
I'd like to place a hand on Cliff's shoulder. And if we, in that toy bag was a little Kong that we like to put
The Kong.
jerky in. But he's not an animal, so instead, as Cliff is doing this and Lakin is looking super uncomfortable and awkward, because of course it is, I'm just gonna take out a piece of the jerky that I keep and just hand it to him.
To Cliff?
No, to Lakin.
Lakin.
Helps to distract. And then I'm just gonna pat Cliff on the shoulder, and then I'm holding that Kong hidden in my hand. Just, I would have taken it out of the toy bag.
Have you as you pat Cliff on the shoulder, will you make me an insight check on as you're looking at Lakin and then touching Cliff? Can I get an insight check from Ivana?
Um, 8.
Oh, our dice are not a fan of us tonight, you guys.
8.
The dice want us to go
There's
see a fucking
something-
hag.
You're noticing the connection there, but there's a weird disjointed, something is disjointed in this moment. And you catch it right as it's happening, like seconds after, as that light moved down Cliff and it is still enveloping their hands. Lakin looks at his hands, looks up at Cliff, and you can see something, there's processing going on in his eyes. And all of a sudden, and he's gonna try and hit Cliff.
Okay.
Roll an attack.
I will step in between Cliff if I can and take the hit. I'll use my ability if I have to.
Do you need to know the AC before that or no?
It's got to hit for the attack
It has
to...
to hit for it to trigger. That's the only thing.
It's gonna hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's gonna hit.
Then I we've had a long
Sorry,
rest.
Cliff.
We've had a long rest, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I hadn't clicked the button. So
No worries.
yeah, I use whatever that thing is. It's not coming up.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm
You want to do your
Guardian.
stuff.
I use Vigilant Guardian, and when he swings and hits, I want to do something, but go ahead.
Okay. He's grabbing, still with Cliff's hand around, but he's using such an energy. He's literally grabbing Cliff's wrist and using Cliff's hand to hit his own bad self. He's literally doing a "why you hitting yourself?" Okay. He's gonna hit for 20.
Damn.
Well, hit.
It so when a creature you can see within 5 feet of you is hit with by an attack,
Absolutely.
well, you can use your reaction to swap places. So it's a magical swapping of places. So Cliff goes from being held to it's Devana. Is how I'm reading it.
Yes. Cliff,
And I'm intentional in what I would like to do.
will you give me a wisdom save?
I got you. I'm so good.
I love how, like,
You know, I never trust it when you say that.
I love
I
how
say it every
You
time.
need
It's
to
true every
stop
time.
rolling the digital dice, Travis. I will murder you.
I will buy you freaking dice. Stop
I
it.
have so many physical dice. I just use the digital ones
Use
because they're
them,
right
for
there.
the love of God, man.
I'd love to hear it. What did you roll?
An 11.
An 11. Okay.
Okay, fine. Physical dice. Physical dice.
Thank you, oh my god.
Thank you.
Next one's gonna be a natural one. Watch.
I'd like to point out, everyone, since I've been playing
Warm
with
them up.
Travis, this is the first time he's done this.
Yeah.
Warm them up, Travis.
Warm him up. Get him ready.
I'm getting on.
Travis.
Getting on.
Cliff, I should say. There is this moment. The tattoo on your right thigh that you know is kind of this weird rounded mountain shape. It's always looked like a mountainy kind of shape, right? You feel when that light goes towards it and you get that twinge, you feel it get warm. The way the wilted rose on your arm once you figured out how to make that curse into a blessing, got warm. It starts to have that same warmth for a moment. And Savannah, you move right in on that, and your light, there's a little bit of a light from you as you swap spots with Cliff. Lakin looks at you, seeing a change of a new face.
Smile, grinning across my face.
Backs up a bit. Lets go of your hands because he's now holding your hands. Just lets go a bit and is looking around like what just happened.
I grin and take the hunched position like this is a game. I don't know how much damage I took, by the way, because I technically would have taken the damage.
You would have taken damage. Ah! Dice.
3 points of bludgeoning damage. This kid's got muscle.
4.
Okay. I take the crouch like I let him let go, but I'm actually, can I hang on to one hand? Like, this wrestler thing where, how do I explain this? When you're wrestling, there's a couple different starting poses, and one of them has where you're kind of testing each other's hand, Yeah. I only want to keep one. So it's almost like I shift the position so our fingers are intertwined like this.
Yeah.
And it's not a tight grip, but it's enough to show, and just complete grin on my face like this is a game.
Okay. You grab a hold and have that hand hold for a second. And there is a little bit of give for a second, but he notices your body language and goes and looks at the rest of you and just goes,
I'm gonna make a feint at
okay.
his legs.
Okay.
Still gripped, but I'm not actually trying to sweep him, but it's a feint, like I'm going for it.
Okay. He swipes his leg behind him.
And I'm gonna look at him just expectantly, like, it's your turn. Like McCree and I have done, and I've seen Kara and McCree do, of different play fighting.
He's going to, with the hand that you've grabbed, he's going to hold that, and he's going to try and pull you in closer. So it's going to be an opposed athletics check for a second, and we'll see how it goes, to how far or we get with this description.
I don't want to give in completely. Okay. Like, it's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're wrestling with a 7-year-old, you're not going to you don't want a 7-year-old to think that they won for nothing, but you also are going to just squash them.
Yeah. Give an athletics check, but give it a disadvantage.
Okay. I rolled a 2 and a 3, guys. For an 8.
Nice. Cool.
Tell me you rolled a nat 20. That would be amazing.
Didn't roll a nat 20 on that. He grabs hold of your hand, pulls you in closer, and as he pulls you in, he moves his body away, gets on, swings his leg up to get on your back, and is gonna try and push your head into the ground. And as he does this, he's literally going to push your head into the ground, and then just look up at the rest of you and go,
"Hey,
Yeah, buddy.
That is the moment that Kara cracks
that's
a
our
smile.
boy!"
The minute that happens, I'm gonna give him the second to grin,
yes.
and then I'd love to just like do one of those like when you let the little kid get one on you,
Yes.
and then you wrap an arm around and yank him underneath, and you start kind of tickling his belly, kind of thing. That's
He goes onto the ground, so poof, and he's just looking up at you. And like, just kind of like, let's go for.
I still have the one hand gripped. It's been like this. That's been our week of constant.
He's gonna try and let go of your hand, and like push himself kind of up into an upright position where his back legs are underneath him again, so he's not in a prone position.
I inch back a little bit, just kind of giving him the room to do that, but then also like ready for.
He kind of looks at you for a second, and sort of crosses his arms away for a second. You see kind of that teenager look. Like he's mimicking the teenager Osmo that you saw. And he turns and seems to be fiddling for a second. And I need you to make a dexterity save.
Is this something I can see?
Yes, it is something you can see. But you're not raging right now, are you? Oh, but danger
Doesn't
sense.
matter.
Danger sense, yeah.
Natural 20.
Out of nowhere.
It was decent. I wasn't expecting
I
that.
love it. You out of nowhere. He turns, kind of looks at you for a second. Something goes flying towards you. And you just grab it out of the air. As you grab it out of the air, you can see that it's the bag of miniatures. With a natural 20, are you going to do anything with this? Because I will let you have any kind of reaction you want to with it.
Seeing that he threw this.
Yeah.
Just stops. And the smile fades for a moment. And she walks back over. Holds out her hand and takes his the letter. Puts him in his hand. And reaches in her pouch and takes the other bag. Puts those there. These aren't weapons. Keep them safe. Closes his hands around him. And just ruffles his hair for a minute. And then kind of pushes him over towards Kara. And goes and gets on her. Checks the horse and all the humor that had been there. She'd rather have thrown dagger.
Yeah. He kind of takes him, sees that you nudge, and looks over at Kara a little bit confused, but starts walking that way. Cliff.
In the middle of watching them play and whatnot, I will have slowly inched my way towards GS. Okay, 1, I don't think it worked. 2, I need you to check something, and then I'm gonna turn around and freaking like basically pull down my pants all the way down to like halfway mid-thigh to where that mark is out, and just see if GS can see any difference.
I don't think I've really looked at this part closely before. I mean, we've kissed, but we haven't like.
No, it's just look at the curse.
Is there a curse there?
Lower.
Oh, okay, I'm looking. What do I
As
see?
you look past, and down towards the thigh, the back of the thigh, there is this weird sort of like mountain-looking tattoo mark.
There's like a mountain thing. Has that been there?
Yeah, that's the one.
These mountains are very pointy.
Are they supposed to be like really pointy peaks?
Nope,
jagged?
not usually.
Oh, what are they normally supposed to be?
Like soft, like crumbly.
These are nope. You got pointy peaks on your ass cheek, my friend.
Fine.
Yeah, but that doesn't rhyme.
No, on his ass cheek is a little like cloud. It looks like a little puffy cloud.
Yeah,
That's
same side.
adorable. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, what does it mean when it's?
I'm gonna,
Yep.
become decent again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You hop back into your trousers a little more.
And then this emotional scene between
Right?
Savannah.
Yeah, what's Ivana and McCree are being
McCree is
adorable over
No, I
here.
love it. You guys have
turn around and notice her holding this bag of toys, and almost in some ways the first time you've probably seen her almost crying,
Oh.
and then place them and the new ones she's bought into McCree's hands, and then she just walks away after ruffling his hair, trying to show she's not mad at him. It's just she doesn't know how to process. So ruffle his hair and ass cheeks and emotional moments.
He's like pulling up his trousers. You guys, it's one of those things of GS and Cliff. You like stepped away from the conversation being fun and cute and had your conversation. We turned back. It's a completely different.
Is everything okay?
As you quietly move to gather and get on your horses. Now knowing the order of where you are on the horses, I need to know the order of the horses themselves, the marching order, so to speak, as you are going to take to this
Point.
Okay?
Cliff and I on Apocalypse in the center.
Mm-hmm.
They've in the back, I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
after a moment, if needed, I mean, we had the comment of Ivana putting McCree, but I don't know if that works.
Well, to be honest, of where McCree sits is up to McCree.
You had moved.
I would ask him.
You had nudged him towards Kara anyway, and that's kind of what he's noticing. So he is definitely like, I'm cool with that. So he's with you on the horse, Kara, probably behind you on the horse.
As someone who was a small child riding a horse, front, and especially with how
Front.
small and live Kara is, that would probably be the most comfortable on a saddle, to be honest.
Perfect. We'll do that.
And that's usually McCree's spot anyway, was always in front of Kara.
I need a survival check, please.
Can do.
As you start moving.
20 total.
20 total. As you move through southwest from where you're at into more of this rocky, foresty expanse. Starting about mid to late morning, you ride and move further into this forest. You had been staying roughly not too far away from the main road towards Caitlin from this. This is definitely not the main road, and it does take a little bit of time, especially with your horses. They are used to you as a party, and they're used to some rough terrain, but even this is a little bit rocky and a little slower than you're used to. You break for lunch.
You will see GS scribbling furiously into her notebook, just as I am now.
If there's not anything that needs to be done, we will keep moving. As you move further into the afternoon, evening, there isn't too much of an issue. You do find a moment where there seems to be just a large, I don't want to say large, a family of deer that pass. As this is more their area than yours. They kind of stop and look at you and slowly begin to move off before finding a moment to bound away.
I would slow down even more and like point them out and go, look, it's a family. It's like us. They're traveling together, keeping each other safe, making sure that we're okay to pass by. Just like us. Just kind of whispering it in his ear and pointing off.
Yeah. You notice Lakin is like trying desperately to understand what you're saying, and is even going so far as to point when you're pointing, to gesture when you are, and is trying to copy to help bring some kind of comprehension into his brain. As the deer move away and pass. And the last one sort of slows and looks back at you, and then just out of nowhere just jumps and bounds away. You hear Lakin go,
Yeah!
and then point.
Yeah!
Move on further into the afternoon, into the evening, into the thick of this forest. And the trees here are massive. Not like, understand, not redwood massive, but like they're trying to be. They've been here for hundreds of years. It's obvious, as they just tower above your horses by 2, 3, 4 times the size. You begin to move into the evening, and you've only been up for maybe 18 hours? Not long. 16, 18 hours? You are not necessarily feeling tired, but you know that sunset is coming. So, what is the plan moving into the evening?
I don't think it's smart for us to travel at night. and I'm saying this to the group. I don't think it's a smart idea for us to travel in the night in this area. One, because I'm unfamiliar with it, but I remember the lady that let us use her home to sleep advised against it. So I think we should find a place to camp. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Sounds like the best plan to me.
I'm almost done with this song.
Alright.
See if I can
Oh.
find any game if you want.
Yeah, we're running really low on meat. We didn't really grab any supplies when we were in Fan Haven, so it would be smart.
I string my bow and start to head towards the direction that I guess I would think there might be game. Probably ahead of us, actually, because we've been riding, so we might have scared off some of it. And I'm just gonna pause and look back at my free. You want to come?
Kind of looks up and back at you, Clara, for a second.
If you want to, you can. With a small smile. To let him know in my facial expressions that it is okay if he wants to.
He sees your bow and goes, and unsheathes a little tiny dagger.
Pull back a little bit with the swinging of the arm of just like,
Yeah.
Well, how about I teach you how to use this? And these, and I'll pull out the traps that I've made that they're just quick,
Yeah.
No. It's basically a leather twine that if something
Pulls
runs
up.
through it, triggers
Snare.
and pulls it up. A snare.
Wow.
Thank you. I can't think of the word for it.
A snare, yeah. Cool. He looks over and goes,
Just
takes
keep
a
it
little,
handy in case.
takes a hot moment to try and,
I'll help guide his hands.
there we go. And, puts it back. But then steps forward towards you, like a few steps hesitantly. And then just, you see kind of almost like an unbridled sense of adventure come over his steps as he continues, and then it just kind of gets into almost like a little bit of a leap towards Thavana to catch up. And as he gets towards Thavana, he looks back at the rest of the party.
Go on.
You think he wants us to come with?
Sure.
I mean, I've never done this before, but I'll try.
Oh boy, this could be interesting. I hold out my hand to him and just kneel down. They're kind of loud. Like just kneel down like next to him as he's looking back at all of them. You and me, we're quiet.
I can be
He kind
quiet.
of points over at them.
Loud. For hunting, it's better quiet.
He looks over at Cliff for a second and goes, and points towards the ground close to him.
Okay, give me like a couple of minutes, buddy. Just start wriggling out of my freaking
As you
loud ass clanky armor.
as you just start moving and you're like trying to shift, he goes, ah, ah, ah.
And
Stop.
I'm still kneeling down next to him. See? Loud.
He walks up to you as you're like almost halfway out of your armor, like out of the pauldrons and like the chainmail shirt that you have, and he just grabs your hands and goes, "Oh."
Okay, I understand.
We can undress him if you want him to come, but it's gonna be loud for a minute.
He goes over, just grabs Cliff, and just pushes on his shoulders to sit him down.
I follow suit.
And GS likes to write her songs.
I can go. I think I'm done.
GS, do you really want to go hunting?
I don't mind if we're all going.
Okay.
I know how to be quiet.
Somebody
Dear,
probably should stay here.
I
and
grew
start-
up in the forest.
You do hear a couple clanking of pans as I have like half of dinner, like the side dishes starting to be made. It's not very loud, but it's like the clang of the saute of a pan. Like I'm literally in the middle of something and just
while GS is deciding and this is happening, I'm gonna start looking, just glancing right outside of where we are to see if I have a trail to follow that I know.
Wait, can you make me a nature check? GS, as you are like writing and finishing and putting your book away, you feel a small hand on your hand.
Hey, hi, I say in halfling.
He just like
You good?
grabs your hand and starts trying to get you to stand.
Yeah. Okay. I stand. What's up?
Look back at Ivana for a second, like
I'm checking for trails.
he's not looking, and he goes, takes like, kind of moves back a little bit away from you.
I'm gonna try and like sneak up behind him and like poke him on the other shoulder. Show him I can be sneaky.
As you were like just moving around, he's watching you, and he goes, and goes over and just grabs your wrist and starts yanking you away. Like yep, that'll do. Just move you.
Cool.
What was your nature roll?
9.
Amazing. So
Very
good.
distracted by all of this.
So good.
As you are moving through here, you are finding some like footprints of different animal species, but they look long since passed through. And you begin to adventure and move off, and not too far away from the encampment. But as you guys move away, yes, you're still being manhandled basically by a small halfling for a little bit of time out of the encampment, and you're looking around. Can I get a perception check from GS and Thavana? I'll even roll in for Lakin as well. Yep, it's exactly what I thought.
I'm so perceptive. That's a 12.
You're so perceptive.
Well, I
Yes.
rolled a 5.
+0. I'd like to tell you all, if we
I have
ever
a
come back
+7.
in caves, you all
Yo.
should be very afraid.
Yes, you are the highest roll here.
Hey, average is really good, guys.
I'm
Our poor
really
boy no longer has
distracted.
advantage on them perception checks.
Oh,
Every
His
inch,
eyes aren't so big anymore.
every
he
inch
doesn't
that
have to
McCree
notice.
is pulling GS through is just distracting Ivana, going, this is a bad idea. We're not
You're just
catching
hearing like
shit."
twigs
We're not catching. I know you both can be very sneaky, but in this moment,
Not in
he
this
is
moment.
dragging through the underbrush.
As you move and are moving around, it takes a little bit of time before you move away. You do find a bush, and there is like a small bit of like nettles and like kindling type material around. And as you move over there, you see there are like a good more than a dozen of these little small speckled like eggs. Think like quail eggs.
I mean, we could forage. Look.
How many of the eggs are there?
There's probably like 17 in here ish.
I'm just gonna take 7 of them. I'm not gonna completely decimate a nest.
As you start grabbing some, Lakin just begins doing the exact same thing.
Leave some. So that there's more of a population later. Here. And I take what I've taken and I put it in his hands and then count how many he has. And then I kind of hold my hands up to kind of block his hands. If we ever come back here, we know that there's food. You see?
He just like takes one of them, looks at it, and goes, and just like hovers it above his hand, and then hovers it above the little nest.
You only take up to half. Half. That's half. And I put it back in his hands so that we have roughly like 7.
Yeah.
And then I turn him around to GS. GS is good at carrying gentle things, like her instrument.
He just like gently puts them in your hands, GS.
Good.
Why don't you take those back? I'm going to set some traps for tomorrow. And I'll just hold up the traps. Unless you want to help. Go back and help.
Do you want to come walk stealthy with me?
Go help Mom. Kara. I'll be right there.
He's like holding his hands under your hands. Yes.
Good.
Kind of slowly walk back in.
And we're like,
Ruffle his hair again as he walks past me.
we're gonna try and be sneaky.
As you move back, and Ivana, you start to set up.
I am going to move far away from where this nest was that we found. I don't want to catch the mama bird or anything
Sure.
of this nest because they need her to care for them. So
Okay.
I would circle the camp a bit, and then I'm going to set how many? I think I had 2 or 3 that at some point
Yeah.
that I'm just going to set so that in the morning I can check them before I've done. We've talked about her doing it before, I thought, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong.
Awesome.
It's just like little rabbit snares, things like that will potentially catch something for later. And I'll just set those and then gather some extra firewood on my way back. That's all.
Great. Can I get an insight check from you?
Insight?
Yeah.
Me?
Yep.
15.
There is like, as you're setting up the snares, and you start to move away immediately to go get some firewood. The light fading down below the horizon. You do kind of, on the way edge of your periphery, feel like there is movement. Like this would be a good place to ensnare something. Like there's something there. You grab some firewood, some kindling, come back to bring it in. They've already brought in all of these eggs to you, Kara. As you have already cooked up what you have. What do we have for dinner tonight?
So we have, based on the little bit of stores, foodstuffs that I have, we are having a bed of rice with, some of the vegetables. I believe it's gonna be some onions, and we already have a starch, so no potatoes, even though we gotta make some of that soon. So onions and some leeks, and sautéed in some remnants of animal fat, and I had some jerky in a kind of tea rehydrating for a minute, just in case they came back with nothing.
Yes.
And kind of simmering to have it relax a little bit and become a bit more tender, rehydrating and heating up to make it almost a soupy consistency.
Yeah.
And that's also what the onions and like the broth of that is what sauteed the onions from the animal fat, and seeing the eggs of, oh, look what you found. That's amazing. May I?
He like pushes your hands towards.
I am going to do the thing where it's like, well, the kid wants to pay, so I take money from my own wallet and give it to the kid.
Yeah,
so
yes.
I'm just gonna kind of like gently, careful, put them in his hand and step back so he can give them to Mom.
He literally just like looks at all of them like, did they all make it into my hand? Okay, great.
I'm gonna say in Halfling, here you go, Mom.
Thank you. And I'll put my hands underneath his.
Perfect.
And take them. This is wonderful. We'll have some of these with dinner tonight, and then we'll have some of these with breakfast in the morning. How does that sound? Sound good? Soon, I have to cook them first. Do you want to watch? Alright. And I'll set them on my little cook station and set a cup. You said we got 7 back, right? So I'm gonna take I'm gonna take 4 of them.
Okay.
And put the rice is off to the side, prepped in bowls for everyone, and then we've got the stew on one side, and then I'm gonna take some water and have it come to a boil, and then go, okay, now watch. And I'll take 1 egg, crack it, and put it in the boiling water, and wait a few minutes.
Yeah.
Turn it, and then scoop it out, and put it on top of the rice.
It sounds so
And then-
freaking good right
Oh my
now.
god.
You're making me
Midlendell's
hungry,
Maps and
bro.
Meals, you
Midlendell's
guys.
Maps and
This is
Meals!
what we come here for.
And then scoop some of the soup, making sure there's some of the meat in there, and circle it around the egg in the bowl of rice, and then take a small knife and slit the egg. Or I'm not gonna do that just yet, but I will crack the
Once
yolk.
they're
at the
all
end.
ready. Yeah.
Like that's what the finished product looks like, but I'm gonna
Yes.
prep them all first.
Perfect.
And then once we're ready to serve, split it open and hand over with utensils, chopsticks for me, but utensils for everyone else. And
Levana, you come back with enough firewood for the evening, and come back to a golden treasure of a meal. As
mine
you,
is the only one that doesn't have an egg in it.
as you sit down, and everybody starts to eat. Levana.
Do I notice that Kara doesn't have the egg?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna swap bowls.
No, that's for you. I'll have eggs
I'm
tomorrow. I
not
want to make sure
a
everyone
huge
has it.
fan anyway.
All right. And swap.
And that's all. Just
As you
does McCree seem to, like, up until now, prior to this, his diet has been very meat based. Does he seem to eat everything, or is it okay?
Yep. This is very much a like
It's a halfling stomach.
shovel. Cause this is
This is like the food is as beautiful as a Hayao Miyazaki film, and
Yes.
it's eaten as quickly.
yes. This is
Out of habit, Devana kind of picks like half of her meat to the side and then
Oh, oh.
shoveling and is like, guess we're good.
this is like this is an owlbear who has been changed into a halfling of a young halfling.
He's a growing boy, man. He's gotta eat.
No idea. If you've been around any adolescent boy, you know exactly the shoveling motion I am thinking of in my head. Half of it is already like gone before you have like pieced out a little bit more. He sees that you have that and goes,
I just kind of, some things don't change, and I scoops
I'm
the
so
little
glad.
that I've taken to the side that's just been her habit anyway, and normally with bacon,
yeah,
and put that spoonful in and go, that's all you're getting.
just keeps eating.
And then
Don't
I'll
worry,
eat
there's
mine,
more
and
rice
I'll
and
just
broth.
kind of look at Kara. There might be a chance of rabbit or something in the morning. I'm not sure.
That-
Seemed like the snares were good, well placed. Maybe I'll check in the morning.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. On part of my watch or early in the morning, I'll go looking for some nuts and other foodstuffs that
I'll hope
that
the
could
snares
help.
catch something. I'm gonna go to sleep first if nobody has any problems with it, so that I can be up early to see if maybe I can catch something.
I'll take first and third watch.
Sure.
As you all finish eating,
No,
discuss
I want Bim Bam.
what now?
No, I want Bim Bam.
Yeah, I know, right?
What is it? Onamuri rice? I forget
Yeah, right.
how it's pronounced. It's that omelet that you just split. It goes over the, yeah. Mhm.
Gorgeous. As you do this, you're talking about your watches and what you need to do for the evening. You're collecting the bowls, Kara.
Mhm.
And as you're collecting the bowls and Thavana is starting to move away to sleep, it happens to all of you. But you hear McCree first. Lakin first.
Mm.
Goes,
You got me all
Better.
excited.
he goes,
Sword out.
Staff out.
as you
Loot
turn
out.
into the darkness and through the firelight, a figure starts to move forward. And it is about the size of McCree as four legs move out and away. This long, hairy beast starts to move forward into
I go into a rage and step in
encampment.
between.
But as it moves forward in this weird dog-like quadrupedal self, and it pulls close enough to your encampment that the firelight can now hit its face, you see a human-looking
Don't care.
face.
Rage.
And you're, "Ah!" I need everybody to roll initiative.
Did I get my rage off?
God.
Rage off.
Don't care. It was like, nope.
Am I allowed to have Shillelagh going
This is
first?
Our family.
I can give you
I'm raging.
that for your thing.
Fuck.
I'll be nice for now. And this is where we're going to take our break so we can be ready
All
to
right.
fight whatever this is.
Has there been a long rest since? Has this just been one day of travel?
This is still one day of travel.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure, because.
Are they getting a surprise round off?
Oh wait, mine's a
won't.
short. Oh,
They
no, it's
should not. I have the
Oh, because
anxiety
you
feat.
have-
Anxiety feet.
All right.
And I got my rage off.
All right. So we will be back.
See you in a bit.
Oh boy.
What is up, geeks? So glad to have you back. We are here at Mythic Geekdom's supporting roles with the Illuminated Outcasts, and they are coming face to face with some kind of weird dog creature that has a grotesque human face. So, let's get into some combat, and let's take some initiative. 25 to 20.
Oh, man.
Okay, 17 plus 8. Lots.
Damn.
Oh!
Lots. Anxiety. Lots.
25?
Yeah, that's 25.
Yeah, 25.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Alright.
I am not that.
We know this about you, GS. 20 to 15. You know who I haven't rolled for? Okay. Never mind.
Our little halfling owlbear kidlet.
Yep. A kidlet. Oh.
Owl, a kidlet. That's cute.
Nothing in 20 to 15? Ooh,
I
fun.
rolled nice.
Okay. 15 to 10?
Good rolls, guys.
Oh no.
10 to 5?
7?
7.
Who's got better decks, or do you want to do rollies?
I've got 2.
2.
Rolly out.
Release it is.
Oh no, I've got +2 to initiative, but I got 1 to dex, so it's probably Thavana.
Oh yeah, I have a +2 to dex.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
+1 to dex.
So we're gonna go Thavana. And then GS. Where are you sitting, Cliff?
Two.
2?
Hey.
Okay.
What about our little kidlet?
Also 2.
Damn. Okay.
Let me double check.
Wow.
I got a +0 to my
We
modifier.
are so ready for
Oh, he's going before
this
Okay.
this Full Metal Alchemist abomination here.
you. Right.
Oh, ow.
Oh.
Ow.
Big brother.
Hits you right in the gross. Okay. Sweet. As we are moving into seeing this weird hound-like creature, let me put you guys so you can see the map. If you will head over.
Oh
roll
goodness.
20.
What a map.
Okay. There we go,
So
man.
there you are around your fire. Wait, hold up, please hold.
Aw, it's our
You
cute
get
little
fire for your
boy.
fire enchantment. Boom! There you go.
Hey,
Where's
nice.
the threat coming from?
I'm about to show you. Right there.
Oh.
He's a big boy.
Now, granted, this is a large, considered a large creature. I was not going to be that disgusting with the token and left this looking very dog-like for a reason. But please understand that the face that you're seeing is
Calling
not,
out Edward.
No snout or
Yeah.
anything, no muzzle to this. Okay.
With Thavana's rage, I had said she shifted so that she was between the creature and, specifically McCree, but she would have put herself if. I didn't realize GS.
I don't like being right there.
So I guess there would be reasonable, but
Okay.
y'all put yourself where you are supposed.
Ah!
Perfect.
I'm fine where I am. I'm a
Hell out of the way.
I'm
A bomb shove for Mokri
Yeah.
Lakin to
As
get
you
behind me.
start to move Lakin behind you, we watch your hand kind of hit the vest cloth of the torso of this kid before we just watch your feet bound. What would you like to do?
So I've got Mokri Lakin behind me, and I'll go stay here, and then I am going to and did we say that I had the shillelagh ready?
Yes, we did.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to 5, 10, 15. I need to roll
got?
something to. I'm trying to see how angry Kara is based on
Oh, okay.
seeing this, and or rather, can I have an insight check if this to see if I can tell?
Yeah,
if this
free
is the person
insight check. Let's
we're looking
go.
for?
What are you trying to glean from this?
Is this the person we're looking for?
Ah, got it.
So that is, I believe it's +7. Let me double check that. Yeah. 23?
23.
No, wait. Or
21,
21.
right?
Yeah, 14 + 7. I can't math. I'm
What?
stressed.
21. You're good. As you look over, it cuts to this weird, sort of ruddy brownish gray face, and you stare into the eyes of this creature, and the eyes, even within this dog-like creature, very human, and they kind of, you watch them sort of glaze over and flash a sort of white and then go back. So you get the feeling that there's a moment of like warging and seeing and then not being there. So you do feel there's a connection, but this isn't the creature you but could be definitely probably connected.
Okay. I am going to move directly in front of it then.
Mm-hmm.
And have the staff behind me and go, tell your master I want to have a word. See if there's a response, and if I get none, I'm bonking it on the head.
Yeah. You get just a snarl back.
Whack!
Roll an
Tell
attack.
your master I want to see her!
Roll an attack.
Oh boy. That is gonna be a 14. I'm totally doing the newspaper squirt bottle.
No. 14 just hits. You have hit
Okay,
it on a plus.
okay. That's gonna be 7 bludgeoning damage.
7.
Magical, if that is.
It makes
matters.
a difference.
Okay.
You feel the staff connect like towards the face. You hit kind of in that third eye of this face. Ugh. And the actual staff portion, the wood of your staff, hits, and it doesn't connect in a way you expect, but the knot kind of grows a little bit more and continues that blow with magical force.
Okay. And I say it again. Tell your master, your mistress, I want to have a word, and I will patient defense.
As you
Get it, Kara.
as you say this, you watch as it like haunches, like goes up for a second, and you as it is now its turn, it begins to do this weird bellow of just, it's almost like a very low bassy, think didgeridoo kind of sound with like a high pitch sitting in a weird discordant over it. As I need everybody, I believe, yes, Every single person needs to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Am I rolling for Lakin or are you?
I'm gonna roll for Lakin for you.
Okay. Then I'll put McCree's dice to the side. That's fine. He's the only one.
It was almost
just
a
for him.
natural 20.
I did roll a natural 20.
I'm so glad.
Don't know
Okay.
what that means, and we might
Wisdom?
regret it.
Thavana, you have a natural 20.
Yes.
Pass. Cliff,
13.
13 just saves.
Oof, look
Laura?
at you.
You said wisdom, yes?
Wisdom.
20 total.
Okay. GS.
Yo, your bard fails with a 9.
Oh.
It was almost an at 20.
And Lakin is sitting pretty at a 15.
Just GS then. Wow.
Just me.
Yes, GS.
So what happens?
This sound and that discordant, totally makes sense that it's
Yeah,
weird.
I don't like it.
This weird discordant pitch hitting over each other in these weird undertones is just messing with your brain, and it is sending this cold shiver down your spine. You are considered frightened from this like weird baying noise.
So I can't move closer to it.
Correct. And you are at disadvantage, I believe. Please hold.
Let me see.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, I have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
That's the ones. That's what I said. That's
Yeah.
totally what I
And
said.
I can't willingly move closer to it. Okay.
If the creature tends or tries to make this this noise again, the rest of you, you know what's coming.
Oh,
and
nice.
You know how to prepare. So you won't have to worry about it after. At the start of your turn, you're going to have to move 30 feet away from this creature.
Me.
You.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine. I can do that.
After doing that, it is going to make a bite attack over at Kara, who's in front of it.
At disadvantage,
Whacking
please.
it on the head at disadvantage. Patient defense. That is a 16 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. As it just kind of like bites that knob on your shillelagh for a second, and you shove it off. It's about this time that you hear Lakin behind you go, ah! As another
No!
going to show.
Am I frightened of this one?
You are not. Just of the one that made the noise.
Oh, man.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, that is 15 to hit,
No.
which is gonna hit him.
Stay away from our baby boy!
So that's gonna be.
Not to get its ass handed to it.
That's gonna be 9 points of piercing damage. Please keep track of this for me for a second. 9 points of piercing damage and. Whoa!
No.
$19 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god.
So what did I say? 19 and what?
28 total.
9.
What is it?
28 total.
28. Thank you. As it bites into the shoulder of Lakin, there's he like cries out in pain and is immediately holding his head and just bleeding down the arm. Looks so bad. So bad, my friends. Cool. That's their turn. As we pull away and Lakin is holding his head, that the vision spins, like full on spins around and almost does a 180 to face Thavana. Thavana, it is your turn. GS, you're on deck.
I'm running between McCree and this creature, and I'm gonna yell at McCree, up! And I'm gonna, with my shield arm, and I don't care if it costs me AC, I'm holding my arm down so that McCree can climb up. I know it's Lakin, but I'm not calling him that. Unless he tells me differently, I'm not doing it. I hold my arm down so that he can climb, use my arm to leverage himself up on my back like he's done before, where he is protected by me. And I know he doesn't necessarily remember, but that's where I'm going. Muscle memory, maybe. And then I'm going to, so I don't know how to position myself because I'm literally trying to like force myself into the space. So I just put myself.
We just lost you.
But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like literally impose myself, and I am going ham on this thing.
I mean, technically, because he is a halfling, you two can occupy the same space. I just know for map purposes, one of you will disappear.
Yes, correct. That's perfectly fine. We can do that, actually. And place your token right there where he is, and we will consider him on you.
Okay, cool.
Woo!
Sweet. Then I swing him up, and I just go completely ham on this creature. And I'm going to use my, I'm going full on frenzy. Everything is going on.
Woot! Let's make some attacks.
Yeah! Let's get it!
That is this is with the longsword because I have my shield on my arm. That is a 24 to hit and a.
Your longsword magical?
Yes, it's a +1 longsword.
Perfect. 21 to hit? Yeah.
24 to hit.
Yes, that'll also hit.
And then the second attack is a 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit.
Okay, so those are the two regular, normal.
Give me some damage.
That's not a D8. Woo! Hang on, math. Uh, 23 damage total for those two attacks. Because I rolled a 7 and an 8 plus 4 for both of them. And then because I'm reckless at this point, I can use my bonus action to attack again.
Yes.
Or I'm frenzied, not reckless.
Okay,
I apologize.
yep.
That's a different thing. So here's my frenzy attack. Ooh, that's not gonna hit. 9.
No.
That's okay. That's when our buddy was climbing on my back.
Yeah, you push him behind and take those two swings, hitting into the front legs of this quadrupedal dog-like abomination, and just make two big gashes on the right front leg of this creature. It starts to bleed, and does kind of yelp a little bit in pain, but this humanoid face looks out at you, and as you go to make that final swing, Lakin grabs a hold of your clothing to try and get up with that one hand, and you watch those eyes flash to white for a second, and you see the face go, and it switches back.
Oh, God.
As that happens, we see, like, you kind of pull back in puzzlement, and we sort of rack focus past your shoulder to yes. Yes, it is your turn.
All right. I have to move away. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yeah.
That one, yep. Mhm.
Yup. Hold on, let me adjust. There I am.
There you is.
So I am farther away, and I have a question for you, Shauna.
I might have an answer for you.
These creatures, specifically the one that didn't yell at me, this one,
Uh-huh.
the one that just showed up and attacked McCree Lakin, either do they understand Infernal, or do they does the flash of white eyes source understand Infernal? Because if so, I will need to send you the translation of what I'm about to do.
Unknown.
Unknown.
Unknown to you.
But I'm just asking so you can...
Yeah, feel free to send that to me when
Okay, I will send it to you.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to look at this creature, and I'm going to say, Takate Grum, Takate Sleeth, Melek Selek, Takate Grum. And I'm going to Dissonant Whispers 2nd level. Yeah? For 2nd level, Yep,
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Wisdom safe.
Purple or green?
Purple.
Get out of here, purple.
Wisdom save. That is a 12.
Yay, fails. Cool. So now I'm gonna roll damage. That's awesome. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. So that is 9 psychic damage, and has to immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Is this, are you putting a condition on them? It's just part of the effect.
Just part of the effect. It's not frightened, it just needs to instantly run away.
Okay.
So 9 psychic damage, and has to run as far as its speed will last. So Thevana would get an attack of opportunity.
It's going to move away. This way. How far does it have to go?
As far as its speed will allow.
Do I get an attack of opportunity when it's forced like that?
Yeah.
Ooh. 12.
Damn.
12 is not going to hit.
Yeah. Didn't think so.
Go back up into here.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh.
That's when we could have used that nat 20.
Sorry.
That's
all right.
Okay. They come when they need to be there, you know?
They do.
I mean...
Alright. Cool. GSU begin this chant of your own. It starts to like shake its head and move and back away from you. You go to swipe Devana, and your swipe goes like haphazard and sort of up into the air. And as you right yourself, we can see over your shoulder at Lakin, whose turn it is.
Hey, buddy.
Our friend is not in a good place. And I don't know if he has.
He has his dagger.
Yeah, stab those things.
Yes,
We're
with a
pretty-
dagger. Oh yeah, he could. He's gonna make an attack of opportunity, but he's climbing, so at disadvantage.
You got this.
Get this guy.
2 natural 20s.
That would be amazing.
1 in 400 chance. Come on.
It's a 12, so you both had the same idea with a similar results.
Could we combine our two?
I don't believe that's how that goes. No.
Okay.
However, you do watch him go grab his arm that is like bleeding and go, and he is going to second wind.
Yeah. He still has it. Yes.
I didn't know if he was gonna still have these abilities or
That's
not.
our
I was
little
like,
fighter boy.
Oh, okay.
That's my
That's
boy.
11.
He's still our little McCree, even if he's a halfling.
11 hit points back, and he just goes, and reaches back towards Cliff, and we watch the camera like shoots down his arm and just keeps tracking all the way until it reaches Cliff. It is your turn, Cliff.
Yeah, he knows he needs
"Oh,
that
come
good light.
on, boy." Okay, I run over next to him.
Yeah.
Take him.
Is he
I'm like, love you, buddy. Go.
immediately? I'm just gonna hold out my like both my arms practically and just let him like simultaneously as I'm like pulling him off of Thavana, like jump into me sort of deal.
I'm gonna say he was preparing an action to just move into you when he could.
Cool. I'll grab him and scoop him up into my arms. And then take a couple steps back.
Okay.
While doing so, just putting yeah, we'll actually do that. That's a better idea. I'm gonna put a sanctuary onto him as I'm doing that.
Oh,
Everything's okay. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, good.
He's warded. If something wants to attack him, it's got to make a wisdom saving throw or lose the attack or find a new target for it.
Amazing.
Cliff, while we're here, can you give me a free action insight check?
I got you. Free action insight check. I'm so good at those. Always. Okay, this time I didn't lie. 23.
Hey! Yay!
As you cast the sanctuary onto Lakin, there's this moment, and that like you see that light kind of radiate kind of over his head for a second, and then just sort of drop and scan down his body before you can't see the light anymore. But as it ends kind of towards your thigh. And you remember that mountainish looking tattoo is now
Pointy
very-
peaks on the butt cheeks.
and there's kind of this weird moment with the two of you where time sort of slows just a touch, and he looks at you and you look at him, and he realizes that he feels safe right now, and he just goes and looks back over towards this hound-like creature that's by Kara, and he just goes, "Ah!" And as he does that, something in your heart, there's like an adrenaline in your heart, like the two of you could take on anything. As we hear him cry out to Kara, it is your turn.
Real quick, I want to use the action to Sacred Flame it before my turn's over.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, I didn't know you had
Sorry. Sacred Flame on green.
Let's
That's
go.
a dex save from it.
Sanctuary's a bonus action?
Sanctuary's a bonus action. It's sick.
Yes, it is.
Sick. And Sacred Flame's a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Right? Dex, you said?
Dex save from these, yeah.
That is a sweet 9.
Ooh, I love hearing that number. All right. Let's go ahead and take care of that damage real quick. Take 11 points of radiant damage.
Great.
As feeling that adrenaline pulse go through me, I'll just clutch him closely, extending one hand out, and then just letting the pulse of the radiant flame fly into it.
Nice. As it flies across the battlefield, hitting into like the rib cage of this hound that is in front of Kara. Kara, it is your turn.
Okay. So, I am going to bonus action, healing word
Hell
to
yeah.
McCree. And go, you got this, buddy, just like old times. Just like old times. You got this. And that is a second level cure wounds.
Nice.
Not
Heal-
cure
healing
wounds,
word.
healing word. You know what I mean.
Healing word, yeah.
Yeah.
Know what I meant. 2d4 plus.
Carter's got really long arms. That was a cure wounds.
Like, this is incredible over there.
Mr. Fantastic,
Mr.
right there.
Fantastic.
You
Yeah.
just hear a penny whistle of like,
Little slide
Only
whistle.
count if you're in
Slide
the
whistle,
bowl,
that's
even though
it,
that
yeah.
was good. So that's
what do we got?
9.
9.
9 points of healing.
Oh,
So,
much better.
so that is my bonus action. And then as an action, or just before I do my action, I told you I would like to have a word. And I'm deadly serious. And as an action, I will wild shape into a blink dog.
Sweet. Conjuring onto that druid-like ability that you have.
Yep. I'm not pulling out all the stops for I'm no longer fucking around, but
Right. Kara, we see your hair just kind of begins to kind of move in front, and as your like threaded like hair swipes in front, it swipes right in front of the camera, and as it moves, there is a black link dog in front of this hound.
this blink dog is a little bit smaller than most blink dogs that you would see, and it has scarring across its face and little pit scarring on its legs from things like sagebrush and other such things, and whip marks going across its side that are in those scars, and it's just right in front of it. Since I can't attack on my first time using a wild shape, I can just look intimidating, or try
Very
to.
nice. Of course you can look intimidating. As you do this, it sort of snarls back at you. The eyes flash for a second. And move back into being in this weird human-like face, but yellow hound look. And it sort of looks over towards the other one. And it looks like they're communicating with each other somehow. And the other one is going to turn and move off. Completely down the way away from your area. It is going that way.
Okay.
Good, run away.
down this way. Whoop! And seems to be off doing something. The other one is still going to take a bite attack at you.
Okay, that's fine.
As a blink dog.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I like this card turned into a cute little puppy.
Natural 19 on the die, so that's gonna be a 25.
It's gonna hit. My AC's 13 right now. It's gonna hit.
9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, I need to have hit points counted somewhere else. You said 9?
9 points of piercing damage. And then 15 points of psychic damage. As this face comes towards you and bites into that pit-marked arm of the blink dog and holds onto it for a second. You get a flash in your brain,
Oh.
Aura. And they're short and fast. You get a flash of a voice that you know very well. Go, we don't need to say something like that. Trust in the community. And it flashes. And you hear a whipping sound. And it flashes. And you hear that scream that Lakin just had from before. Ah! And then you hear a voice in your head go, if you need to speak with me, why don't you come find me?
Am I able to send a reply?
You are not, as this
Okay.
is just racking in your brain.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is how the psychic damage is getting into you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I've bamfed back into myself, taking 2 points of damage to myself with the leftovers.
Very nice. I will move you back.
You're so tanky, bro.
So tanky. It was a smart move.
It really was.
There you go. Poof.
Okay, thank you.
As it, sorry, trying to get onto the right layer. There we go. As it finishes this turn, and sort of snarls at you. There isn't an emotion. You don't hear Kara cry out. You don't hear any sort of pain or anguish, although there's so much going through inside her head. As Savannah, it is your turn. Yes, you're on deck.
Alright. So I'm not seeing the one that I was just dealing with and knowing that McCree is with Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head over this way.
Absolutely.
Like to flank it, which I
That looks like a flank to me.
do. And how's Kara looking? Like she's holding back now, or like she's still going ham?
You see her eyes are a little unfocused. But you do still see a bit of rage behind her eyes.
Okay, so no sign to stop. Gotcha. If that is the case, then I am just going to start stabby.
Go stabby. I like.
So 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Oy.
Are you doing this reckless?
I don't have reckless.
Right. Are you doing this frenzied? Sorry.
Once I trigger frenzied, it's frenzied for until my. Actually, frenzy is not part of rage, which is odd.
Okay.
It's a weird reading. We can look at that later.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm still raging, so it don't matter. That is a 24 to hit. A
24 will hit.
22 to hit.
You bet.
And then a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Ooh, hell yeah.
So 3 hits.
All 3.
I don't. Where's the other? Oh, there it is. No, that's the D2. Okay. Oh.
You got for me.
That's not good. 30, 20 damage on all 3.
20?
Yeah.
20 damage to
Nice.
Sweet.
I rolled really bad.
Having taken a few hits from Kara, like a nice big goose egg hitting into that forehead of this creature, you come, slide past and around, cut up once, cut to the side, and then cut down, and carve into the flank of this hound. It is now looking bloody. It like cries out in pain as this happens so quickly. As you finish that one, that last slice, and we hear that hound, the cut goes across the screen and cuts over to GS. Yes, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to do another Dissonant Whispers at this guy because I can still attack it. I just can't move closer to it. Correct?
Aha.
Cool.
Yes.
I
I mean, you're still frightened.
Yeah.
It'll be a disadvantage.
Well, it's a save.
Then it'll be advantage on that save
Okay.
for them.
All right. So this is another Infernal. Brash, brash, clev, thirin, brash, brash, clev, quathim. Go ahead and make that wisdom save.
A wisdom save. Are you doing Dissonant Whispers again?
Yep.
12.
Fails.
Okay. Look me up.
That's amazing. 8, 11 psychic damage. And it has to try and get away. It has to try and move away from me as fast as its speed will take. So that's 2 attacks of opportunity that Kara and Thevana could take.
It is going to try to move this way. Just gonna move it so you can see which way it's going. 2 attacks of opportunity if you'd like them.
No advantage.
I'm not going to give you the advantage on this reaction.
Okay.
Because the advantage of flanking is coming because it's paying attention to someone else. It's not paying attention to someone else.
14.
14 will just hit.
Hell yeah.
18.
18 will hit.
Really good. Beat the crap out of it, you guys.
7 damage.
7 damage.
11 damage.
11 damage. As this happens, as you begin this, GS, can you please, just for the sake of everything, no, not what I was looking for. Sorry, my bad.
Fight over. It's nice and calm now.
My
It went away.
bad. So as this happens, I want to know what those words that you just said, dissonant whispers wise.
The ones that I just said, not the first ones.
Not the first ones.
Okay.
The second.
These ones. The beasts, with murder in their eyes. The beasts, their madness turned upon the Maker.
As it hears this and begins to fully try to move to go back to its Maker, not wanting to turn from it, but move back towards its Maker, the shillelagh comes up. The longsword comes up, and at the same time, and both of you, please tell me
Yeah.
what happens.
I will stab down to pin it to the ground and look up, meeting Kara's eyes. You did more damage. Take it.
Okay. DM, I don't know if you'll allow me to have this.
Okay.
I want to leave them standing with 1 hit point.
I'm gonna say no in this.
Okay. It was a reaction. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, if you'll let me have it.
With how you have been saying, you have been feeling during this fight, I
That's
don't
fair.
know if you would do that.
That's fair.
And one of them already has moved away.
That's true. You only
You're
need
leaving one alive to deliver
You
the
only need
message.
one messenger.
Yeah.
As this one is pinned,
I'm going to... This is a reaction, so this is going to be a little bit different than how I would normally finish off a creature. Just not even really looking at the rest of it, just its eyes, and then turn away and just whack it. Just
side swing.
not even worth my time.
Into this face. It just, you can hear the bone crushing sound, and it doesn't move. It is down.
The poor creatures that once were.
As you finish and move this away, Lakin moves off your person, Cliff, for a second.
Sure.
And you technically, at the moment, are out.
Hey, buddy, McCree, how are you feeling? You hurt still? You need more?
He looks down at his arm. Kind of just rubs it a little bit. The wound itself has closed, but there is like, old blood there. He kind of rubs it a little bit and goes, "Oh, yeah." It just points at the thing that's on the ground.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
Really quick, as he's freaked out, I'll turn him away from that so he doesn't have to keep looking at it for now, and it's smashed in face. And I'll get out my canteen of water and pour that over a strip of cloth that I likely have in my bag and just wipe down his arm. And while I do so, I'll just cast Cure Wounds at first level, giving them the last of what he's missing, hopefully. For a grand total of 13 hit points. He's probably feeling fine now.
Up to full.
I want to go up to him. Hey, bud. Those were pretty scary, yeah? I didn't like it either. Have you seen things like this before?
You see McCree go. Huh?
It's okay.
Down on the ground.
It's okay. Yeah.
Sort of walk around.
Mm-hmm.
And then point over at the thing
Mm-hmm.
no longer moving. And he covers his head. And then looks at his hands again and stands up.
I know, buddy. I know. Hey, can I see your pouch? And I point to the pouch that has his toys.
He like grabs it.
Can I?
He goes
I put my hands out, like, you know,
like he's gonna toss
the
it to
eggs.
you, and then thinks better
Gentle,
of it. and
gentle,
just kind of-
gentle. Awesome, good. I just want to reach in so he can keep it on his belt, and I want to find the McCree owlbear mini. I'm just gonna hold it, and I'm not gonna show it to him yet. I'm just, when I know that I have it, I'm gonna put it in my hand and say, "Those things, I know they're scary. I know the scary woman messed with your hands, right? We may have to go back there. I know it's scary,
Okay.
but this might be the way to help you. Make you feel normal again. I know it's scary. It's dangerous, but we're all going into the danger together, okay? Light, I point to Cliff, is going. And Claw, I point to Thavana, is going. And me, Fire, I'm going. And Mom, I point to Kara, is going. We're all going together, so it's going to be less dangerous. And we're going to hopefully make things better for you. So you, and I show the token, look like this again and feel like this again. Okay? Brip, bip, 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 bip.
He takes
Okay.
the small little owl bear carving and looks at it and goes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's you. I kind of touch his chest if he lets me. That's McCree. That's you.
he like puts the piece into a pouch, puts it down, and walks over towards Kara and goes,
I put my hand in his hand.
and he starts to like slowly move you
Okay.
and moves you over towards Cliff. And he goes and puts his hand out towards Cliff.
Grab his hand.
As he has Kara in one hand and Cliff in the other, he looks over at GS, like gives a nod, looks over at Thavana and just goes, and is literally going to try to walk there now.
That's our boy! That's our brave little boy! Yeah!
As he grabs a hold of your hand, you do have an encampment here. It is the middle of the night, but he is like,
wait,
so
we're gonna grab our shit!
He's so ready to go that he's like, let's walk.
Hey, bud. Some of us are a little tired.
I still haven't slept yet, bud. We need to be at our full strength for this.
I'm gonna kneel down, right next to him, like on a stage, like cheating out, so I'm not directly in front of him, but just slightly to the side. I'm gonna kneel down and go, hey, I know you want to go right now. I would love to go right now, but fighting took a lot of energy, and you got hurt. It would be smarter to go in the morning when we're all strong. And you can lead the way in the morning. And if he'll let me, I'll hold the side of his face. I'm still holding his hand. I've never let go. I'll hold the side of his face and went, you are so brave. And we'll use that bravery tomorrow. But it's also brave to know when is the time to fight and when is the time to rest. And it's the time to rest. We'll go first thing in the morning, and nothing will stop us. And
He looks like a little defeated, but gives you a nod.
I'll give him a little kiss on the forehead and give him a hug and just hold it.
As you guys hug, you move into sleeping. You move away this weird, strange
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Move it, and Kara will take the steps to like find a flat-ish
Poor
stone and start to bury
abomination.
it.
Perfect.
Yes.
You eventually are able to bed down for the night and go to sleep. And in the last embers of the firelight, if anybody is watching, you watch Lakin on his side, holding the owlbear and staring at it before his eyes slowly close. And that is where we will end this session.
What a cute ending, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Alright. So, Illuminated Outcasts, we're getting
Shit.
We're getting
We're
somewhere.
gonna make our boy a real owlbear again.
We're gonna reverse Pinocchio this boy.
You reverse Pinocchio this boy. The way he wants to be. Back to his natural self.
Thank you guys so much for coming by, joining us for this lovely story. Thank you for coming and watching Mythic Geekdom supporting roles with the Illuminated Outcasts. And until next time, stay mythic out there, geeks.